Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. Hope you guys can hear me. So let me know if you can hear me. Hey, hey, hey. How's everyone today? I appreciate you coming. How was everybody's 4th of July? Just needing to know. Just needing to know. How many of y'all went to a cookout? Love me and the cousins. Love us some cookouts. Love some cookouts. Waiting on people. Show up so I can say thank you very much for coming out, Chaotic and Rochelle and Mickey Sunshine. Um, I'm actually in StreamYard, so I can't see everybody. I can only, see when the comments pop, and every once in a while. The unfortunate part is there's just a little bit of a delay, just a little bit of a delay. How is everybody doing? Fresh from a cookout, fresh from fireworks, fresh from enjoying time with your family. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Hopefully, everyone had a beautiful and safe 4th of July. And I, for one, can definitely attest that in this day and age, we definitely gotta, be on our toes. Be on our toes, be aware of our surroundings. Not going to turn it into a lecture. My heart is going out to anybody who's suffering, needlessly. During this time of the year, this holiday, you know, it turned, tragic really quickly and things. So, shouts out to everyone who, unfortunately is dealing with, just some additional added angst throughout this week. With that said, kind of wanted to just kick it off. It's the summer, and we are out there. Robin, woo, woo, woo. How you doing, Robin? How have you been, and what are you working on? Not only does Robin love reading and all the things, but she works on them all as well. I don't know how she has time, but yeah, keep it up, Robin. It's nothing like, being able to craft full time. If I was able to craft full time, plenty of peace and rest and things. So I just wanted to kind of just get into things. You know, we all adults here. So today, give them something to talk about. We are going to talk about, adulting in the sense of morals and doing the right thing and everything. Hey, Shantay, how are you? Summertime, Rochelle says yes, so much fun. Summertime is awesome, awesome. You get it's nice weather. You get to go out, hang out with family, hang out with friends. You're doing that on a regular basis. I am watching TC. I don't know what that is, but let us know. Hey, Cats Gallery, how are you? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're doing awesome. So we are talking about the summer, and we are talking about the fun that can be had in the summer. Obviously, the weather is nicer. And because the weather is, well, it is here, obviously down under, it's the opposite. But it is great weather, the perfect time to kind of get out, to be more outdoorsy, to explore, to see more friends, to see more family, travel. And with that, comes staying with family, right? We stay with family when we go visit. Adulting, the ones that are doing it right, they are literally like, yeah, I'm going to come and visit, but I'm only going to stay a couple of nights. Or if I plan to be there longer, what do we do as adults? We get our own hotel, So when you go stay with family, what do you think is an ideal amount of time? It's family. I mean, family, like siblings, aunties, uncles, close cousins, like your mom and her sister, and y'all first cousins. I'm not talking about like the kids of cousins' kids and things like that. But what do you think is an ideal amount of time when it comes to staying with family? How long before someone should say, all right, okay, okay, it's time to wrap it the hell on up? And should it get to that point? Should it get to the point where you got to remind them, your name's not on the mortgage, it's not on the lease, it's not on the rental agreement. All who ain't paying to be here needs to leave here. How long? I'm looking for you guys to really kind of know adulting aloud, Mickey says. Uh, Robin says, I'm watching TV right now while writing reviews, but I'm working on a frosted pumpkin stitch along. That sounds awesome. That does. All right, so the answers are now starting to come in. Linda Womack says 3 days. 3 days is how long? Annette says 4 days. Let some other people come in, but I really want you guys to tell me what's a good amount of time to let family come, get on your last damn nerve. And then, before you have to say something. What's the amount of time before you got to say, yeah, I don't know where you're going, but you got to go on from here. How long? That is what, so the reason why I asked this, Little Miss Pris says a week. Oh, Mickey says, not long enough. I love my family and miss having us all together. I used to be at grandma's in about 3 to 4 hours, but our reunion lasted one whole day. One whole day. Kat says 2 nights. Robin, 3 days. Chaotic crafting with V says 3 to 5 days max. Any longer, then eyes might start twitching. Annette says, I tell them from the start that they only get 4 days. That's my kind of girl, setting the appropriate expectation. Berta, Berta's my bite-sized boo. She says 2.5 seconds. Rochelle says, interesting question. I would say 3 to 5 days. Rochelle says, interesting question, probably because she ain't going nowhere staying nobody else's. Rochelle, she's used to a certain lifestyle, and she can keep herself in her lifestyle. I don't see Rochelle really needing to go nowhere and be like, hey, here's the thing, while she's scratching and shaking with a nervous twitch, because she doesn't know how to ask the question. I just can't see it. So what's gonna happen is, I was coming to visit and all, we was there you go. She said, there you go. Yeah, I don't see that. I see you saying, huh? No. Yeah, I'll be back over in a day or two. I'm gonna roam around, I'm gonna go check out the chill spots on my own, and I come back, you cooking? Okay. I'm gonna try and taste test some things. That's my boo! Mystery of Diamonds in the house. She gonna be in the house here in Vegas, and I can't wait to see her. Oh no, wait! You are already here tomorrow. We are kicking it. We're coming up. I just got to my hotel here in Vegas. I'm waiting to be checked in. Can't stay long, but wanted to pop in and say, hey, hi, boo. So we will be coming up there. We're making it a point. Now that I know you're here and you're checking in, we're going to check on you tomorrow evening, because I know, you limited. You're only going to be here for a few days and you off on your, trailblazing trip. And so we definitely want to come through tomorrow. See you. Hugs, kisses. My mom is coming with, and she is already, like, she was planned. She was in and out of 3 outfits today. Just so you're aware, boo. She was like, oh, do you like me in this? I do. I'm like, Ma, you got options and a size 4. I don't have options, and a size not 4. So anything you put on is cute. Just put it on. uh, so Mickey says, yeah, when we all lived in the same neighborhood, we got together often. 3 hours is enough. That's right, Mickey. That is right. Tia, I'm coming to see Usher in September. We got to do dinner and drinks. I will be there. Woohoo! Can't wait to see ya. I cannot wait. Just reach out to me tomorrow, so I can know where you guys are going to be. But I'll probably just head out from here my time, just because I know we're dealing with the time difference. Probably leaving out here between 4:30 ish. So just so you're all right, going back to lurking, Mickey, I want you to join in as much as you can. Don't leave and go to sleep or anything. So back to why I'm asking. Long time ago, and this is kind of where I'm getting at when I talk about adulting. A long time ago, like I was the first of all my cousins, of my siblings, have my own place. I went to school, I hated dorm life. I hated dorm life. Okay, all right, as long as you're listening. I hated dorm life. I mean, people piled up living on top of one another. We got one restroom. We have 12 rooms on the floor, and we had 4 people in each room. Come on now. And we had in the bathroom, there were like 4 stalls, toilet, and there were 4 showers. But anything goes when you're in college. When I say anything, I remember one time I preferred to shower either early in the morning or late into the evening. I was up early, getting off to class. My classes started at 7. So because I took the early route, it's a good idea, jump up. I don't expect anybody to be up with me. It was not out of the ordinary because we had 4 people in a room for people to, I guess the best way is to say, to utilize the restroom as their place for sexual solace. Anything goes in college, anything goes. And I couldn't wait to just get out of that environment. So early on, I was like, I know I need a job. I need to get a job because I'm going to have to pay my bills every month. And I'm up out of here. I'm done. Done, done, done. So got my own place. When you have your own place when you're young, it's your place. But in your friends and your close relatives' mind, it's our place, our. I cannot tell you how many cousins I'm coming down for the weekend, especially when it was a party, block party, we had a nice block party. I went to Ohio State. We had a nice block party that I'm not gonna tell you the years, but we would leave the block party and we go right on down to Freaknik. That's down in Atlanta, So those were the days. Um, and family used to be like, no, I'm gonna chill at my cousin's. No invite, no phone call. Next thing you know, you go answer the door. You got somebody with a backpack over their shoulder. So, um, younger Tia used to be in a position where she'd be like, okay, well, next time, okay, all right, all right, well, yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Had a cousin, she moved out of her apartment. She turned her notice in, she moved her furniture into storage, and I, who live about 2.5, 3 hours away, I'm in Columbus, Ohio. She's coming from just outside of Cleveland. She just shows up. She's my older cousin who decided she needs to make a change in her life. She needs to make a change. And so she did. Right? Hats off to her, right, everyone? Because that's awesome. Anytime, we are feeling like, I'm just, things aren't gelling, and I'm trying to get through this thing called life. And I feel like I can do a little bit better if I change my course and change my direction, right? Yeah. So my cousin, she decided that. Kudos to her, kudos to her, kudos to her. What she didn't do is clue me in on her change. But I still would have celebrated her because I love her. She my older cousin. She old, y'all. She old. My older cousin. Huh. Our parents were close. My dad and her mom. Her mom was my dad's older sister. And so I used to let her always know this. That's why you old, because your mama old, stuff like that. I was the baby, so I would get away with saying, wrong stuff like that. This is, I guess, her way of getting me back. So she decides to pay me a visit one day. I only know that she's coming. Ask me how I know she's coming, guys. I want somebody to guess to see if you could have, if you guess it, it means that I perhaps should have seen this coming, but I didn't. Probably not going to be able to guess it, but I only know that she's on her way because I have an aunt, not even her mom, my dad's other sister, the baby, an aunt who cared about the livelihood of my cousin. And my aunt, she calls me and says, "I can't believe that you're letting your cousin move in. That is so nice and generous of you." Wait a minute. What are we talking about? Nobody's moving in with me. I live here all by myself. "Oh, no, you don't. You told her she could move." "I have not spoken to her." Shh. You didn't bother to call? "Not at all, Mickey. That would have been too much like right? Didn't pick up the phone at all. Again, it was because my aunt was calling that I even have a clue. So my aunt is commending me. I'm such a great baby cousin, letting my cousin move in, I have no clue what the heck she's talking about. What the heck you mean? I ain't nice. I ain't nice at all. I would never do that. I love my privacy. I walk around here the way I want to, with whatever I want. Now, back then, keep in mind, that was like back in Tiny Tia days. So, you know, it was, it was, it was a better, protest. It's not so great a protest now. But I walk around here and whatever I want, wear whatever the heck I want. I ain't got to ask nobody for nothing. It's mine. And she was like, "Are you sure?" You didn't get, like, who is not sure of you can move in versus never ever having the conversation at all? Who's not sure about that? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I really don't understand why you're asking me. Why am I sure? I'm completely sure. I've never had this conversation. She says, well, and I'm trying not to call her out by name. If I slip up, oh well, you get what you get. And if somebody reach out to you, oh well. But hey, Bianca, how are you? Well, I know how you're doing. I did see your post. Hugs to you, honey. And as I always say, you can reach out. We used to talk all the time. Haven't heard much from you. But if you need an ear, just let me know. I'll be here. That rhymed. Y'all didn't know I used to be a rapper in my previous life, did you? So, she's on her way, talking to my aunt. My aunt's telling me, well, she made it seem like you okayed it. I was like, you better get her on the horn. This is way, way before cell phones, any of that technology. I think, pagers might have been around, but I don't even remember. I think this was before pagers became, so popular, Anyway, you better get her on the phone and stop her. She's making a very bad decision. So the unfortunate part is, yeah, she couldn't get her on the phone. She didn't stop her. My cousin had chosen to change her life, and her plan was to come and stay with me because I have my own townhome, 2-bedroom, upstairs. Yes, I'm bragging right now, guys. Upstairs and downstairs. My own washer, dryer, my own, privacy. And she made it up in her mind that she could just use my other room. Didn't ask, no pre-conversation. And here's the biggest audacity. She had her own place that it was a 1-bedroom. It was a house. She was paying way too much for it, obviously. She needed a place. And she was trying to do a little bit better, save up a little money. But what you guys don't realize is she had 3 kids. Yeah, she was coming with the kids also, guys. Nothing, no. So she had already turned in her 30-day notice, had already put what she could in storage, and had already moved all the way out. I live, I believe it's a 3-hour drive, depending on where you were coming from. Um, just on the other side. Yeah, ouch is right, Rochelle. Ouch. Hello, Karen. How are you? So she's already packed up, moved out, turned in notices. She's got a forwarding order in place because she's coming to Columbus and it's 3 hours away. So she is en route and ain't asked one question. Please, please, pretty please, nothing. Ain't sent ahead no money. Soften the blow. That'll soften the blow, right? Send ahead some money. Nothing. Mickey asked the right question. Does she plan on paying rent? And with kids in your home without asking? Get a hotel room, cousin. Agree. So my aunt is trying to soften the blow. She got 3 hours. 3 hours to make it work. I'm like, nope, hell no, oh no, nothing at all. No, she can't. She must go. Come get her. If you get in now, you'll be here by the time she pick up her feelings. Um, so I'm trying to get my aunt. You better come get her because she's not coming in here. She's not staying. I got all the bluff in the world. Big puffed up chest. I wish it would. We talk bad. Neck rolling, finger, talking to the air, pointing at the air. She show up. I said, hell no, close the door. She outside, pop, 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 she knocking. I'm like, you better go away before I call the cops. I don't know you. I'm denying any kind of relation, nothing. I don't know her. She says, but I got your babies. That's how she talks. She sounds like she's 12. She's old and she still sounds 12. I hope you watching it. Anyway, I was like, what is she talking about? Next thing you know, I hear, please, we don't have nowhere to go. We didn't know. Ma used the babies against me. That is the worst, right? The most evil. The most evil. So she got in, needless to say, into the house. She's in the house, and I'm upset, because I feel like what treachery, what deceit. Who does this? Who does this? So next thing you know, I'm going to work. This is back when I worked at the courthouse. I was pre-law back then, so I'm working at the courthouse so I can get as much experience as possible. And it's going to serve her well because I have a whole bunch of friends for when I come up on an attempted murder case. Got a whole bunch of friends I'm going to be able to call on. Long story short, I come home from work, my house all clean. She got food on the stove cooking. Hi, Angie! Food on the stove cooking. The house is smelling good. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. I say, oh, you gonna cook? Okay, well, I'm not gonna charge you as much in rent. She put the kids in the program up the street. It was like a rec center. They're gone all evening. It closed. Rec center closed at 9 p.m. Peace and quiet. Hot meal on the stove. House smells good. Laundry done. Folded up. Sitting in my basket outside my bedroom door. Man, oh no. She got you with the cooking and the cleaning. She sure did. Sure did. Do you know this heifer? I thought we had a great life going on. She got her 3 kids. I'm paying the bills, putting a roof over their head. I'm taking care of them. Oh, she met a man and left me. She left me. Worst relationship in the history of the earth. She left me for a dude. I thought we had a great relationship going on. Kids would be gone till 9 p.m. Heck, by the time they come home, I'm upstairs in my room, got my TV on. I'm in peace. She could be a good mom, hang out with them. She could watch movies and stuff like that. I had, guys remember those big giant sectional furniture? I had a big giant one. My dad was like, "You're gonna be able to have all your friends over at the same time." So both ends folded out into a full size bed. So the 2 older kids, they had their own, and the younger cousin, he slept upstairs in the room with his mom. It was perfect. You know what I'm saying? And she meet a man, and the next thing you know, I'm back cooking for myself. I'm doing my own damn laundry. Oh, I think I think she changed me some, guys. I think she changed me. And the reason why I say this because after that, ain't nobody allowed to come to my house at all. It is not a sign. My dad was like, "Oh man, you just changed the game up. You just put the sign outside that said do drop in." I was like, "What? Yes, that's the new name." My dad called me that for almost 2 years. I was like, "Why are you calling me the do drop in?" I was like, "Why are you calling me to do drop in?" Because people, they come to your place and they do drop in. Now, it was funny when it was just a night here, a night there. Obviously, my cousin, she showed up. She moved in. Like she had a plan. She effected her plan. She ought to be the vice president or the president or something like that. She instilled good values and she made her plan come together and it worked 100% for her, right? She ought to run the country or something. Meanwhile, she left me stuck. I was so mad. I was more mad that she left and took her cooking. She took her laundry, services. She took all of that with her. And left me there. Yeah, spoiled me and then ran off. I'm there by myself. So now, I got family that say, I'm going to come visit. Mm-mm. You ain't welcome. Can't come here. Mm-mm. Can't. What you mean? Nope, nope, nope. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Uh, I don't ever want to have to tell somebody it's about that time, it's cranking up and stuff. Because if you stay with me, you got chores. You on a schedule, I'm pretty sure she felt that. That was like for life, you know. I'm checking for the menu. That's what you call a hurt piece. Exactly. She hurt me, Don't come down here, infiltrate yourself, use the babies against me. Oh, why did we come here? Oh, mom, why did you call her mom? You know what I mean? And then my dad, that's why I got him back a few times. I don't feel bad for some of the things I did for him. My dad had a girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this story. Her name was Miss Marie. Miss Marie, she was the worst girlfriend that my dad has ever had. I couldn't take her. I couldn't stand her at all. And I don't like to say it in that regard. Usually I would be indifferent. Pop's got to get some. I'm okay with that. So I'm indifferent. But with Miss Marie, let me just set the tone. When I first met Miss Marie, they had been on a couple of dates. To my dad, that's probably 2 dates. Because he was he wasn't playing. He would count. He's not trying to let anybody get too comfortable. So it was probably closer to 2 dates. She made it seem like they had been dating for a while, but she couldn't put a number to it. When questioned, yep, I did. I questioned her. Long story short, she wants to sit down and talk to me. Is there anything wrong with that, guys? I want to sit down. I want to talk to you. Okay, well, we got to talk about you. You can't punish me. You don't have anything to do with my rearing, but you want to have a heart to heart. Let's see where this goes after a couple days. So she sits down and she says that her and my dad are getting serious. And I'm like, okay. He hasn't had to talk with her, but okay. They're getting serious, and because of how serious they're getting, she thought that it was time for her to talk to me because she has kids. She had 4 kids, guys. One, two, three, 4. She has 4 kids, but she said because she has kids, that she felt like it's time for us to talk because there's going to be times now that her and my dad are together, that my dad may be doing more for her kids. Yep, I'm pretty sure you can guess what's coming next than he may do for us. I'm pretty sure that probably worked with her, maybe with a few other boyfriends and things like that. But it definitely wasn't gonna fly. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. She probably should have stuck around a little longer to say, oh, I didn't realize he, he's a dad to a girl, So she was totally clueless. And long story short, she told me that because they had been in a relationship for a while, that he may do more for her kids than he does for us. Never, ever going to happen. I told her I would burn the house down before I let that happen. By the way, if you haven't heard, I do have a house fire story. Totally separate incident, but because I had that street cred, it was easy to use. That's what you call a cray cray. Girl, she was more than crazy. So she tells me this. I'm irritated. Shout out to my best friend. Her name is Irma Rivera. Uh, Irma Rivera. She pulls me up and was like, "Oh, we got to check on that thing, because I was about to go off, So we got to go check on something. That thing, I didn't know what she was referring to at the time, but she was saving this woman's life. So I choose to ignore her. I tried, but she's there and she's infiltrating her way into my dad's life. So my dad, this is right after Thanksgiving. They had met right before Thanksgiving. My dad is coming to me. It's time for me to go shopping for him. He gives me a list. I have 3 brothers. And he gives me a list of items that he wants me to get for the 3 brothers. She has 2 boys and I think 2 girls. So, my 2 younger brothers are the same age as her 2 boys. He gives me the list. I'm pretty sure he probably discussed this list with her and then hands me the list. She says, I will go with you. I'm like, okay. Everybody has to get their Christmas shopping done. Long story short, my friend Emma goes, because she doesn't think that we should be alone together. Good looking out, Irma. Love you, love you, love you. House fire, UK. I've been in the house. You were in the house fire? Oh, Linda, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that you're on the mend and things are getting better. So she says she's going to go with. I'm like, okay, it's that time of the year. Everybody has to get their Christmas shopping done. She's no different. We get to the mall. And this is way before Amazon, eBay, way before that. So we're at the mall. We have to do the mall thing. Like we have to go to JCPenney's. We have to go to Sears. We have to go to Macy's. We had to, do the mall thing back then. Now we couldn't go to, sit down, put our feet up. She's like questioning everything. JCPenney's had a better deal on this. Sears had a better deal on maybe that. Macy's, the gear, the clothing, that's got to come from there. And she's changing everything that my dad had already put down on the list. And she says one of the items was uh, a Michael Jordan basketball hoop that my younger brother had been asking for, not my baby brother, the second to last. And He had been asking for this for ever since the first commercial. And she says, well, actually, he had been asking for a hoop, but my dad would not buy him a Michael Jordan hoop. He said, we're going to buy him a hoop because it looks the same, works the same. And then, we can get him a Michael Jordan magazine. He can cut out his own pictures and decorate the hoop. She's saying, no, 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 no. He has to get the Michael Jordan hoop. I'm like, he said to get this one. She says, but Joe, that's her son, but Joe loves Michael Jordan. I said, my dad sent me a list of items for my brothers. I'm confused at why you think this is for Joe. She was like, well, he's not going to want him to not have anything. And I think this would be a good gift. I'm like, okay. All right. That was a few months ago. Oh, well, I'm glad that you're coming through. I know that you moved. I know that you're living in a different town. And hopefully that transition is going well for you also. Um, So I'm pissed now because she keeps telling me that he wants to do all of this stuff. He hasn't said any of this to me, by the way, nor do I think he would because it wouldn't have went well. So my dad does at least know me. So I'm ticked. She's changing everything. I let her. We get back. He's going through the purchases. He is pissed. I didn't tell you to buy this. I said this. Miss Marie said, he was like, you let her change the order? You gotta let her change. She a grown woman. You send her, you tell her don't go nowhere with me then. We arguing now. She done created dissension amongst the ranks. That's how it starts, guys, so keep an eye out. I'm sitting there like, you gotta be kidding me. All right. All right. My friend Emma was there. She saved it. Well, she did tell her that. She said it was for Joe. Thank you, Emma. If you're out there listening, I so appreciate you. Anyway, so she saves the day. She tells them, yeah, she did say it. She kept telling her that, you would want Joe to have this and you would want to forget the other boy's name. Anyway, you would want them to have this, you would want them to have that. So she really didn't know if the list was truly for the brothers or if you were trying to include them also. So he's ticked. I'm going to have a talk with her. I don't know who she thinks she is coming up in here. So he's complaining. He's saying it out loud. And that was when the master plan, Operation Get Rid of the Bitch, came into creation. I'm going to say this. I'm pretty sure y'all heard me, but it Operation Get Rid of the Bitch was really about breaking my dad and his girlfriend up, but in the funnest way possible, right? Name a few ways that you guys think would be fun to break up your dad and his crazy girlfriend that you already don't like. So I'm going to let you guys know. Tore the house up, top to bottom. Blamed her and her funky kids for everything that happened. Not lying either. And my dad was like, look, you got to go. You heard what he said. Bye. Except I didn't stop at bye. I'm ranking my neck and all of that. My dad snatched me back. If you don't get your button out, okay, we done. We done. Thank you, Emma. My friend Emma helped with it all. Now, we told down. We had a finished basement. Down in the basement on one side was finished. It was our entertainment area, and then in the back we had a laundry area. Flooded it all. Broke the washer. Poor dad. Coming upstairs on the second floor, we had two bedrooms on that floor. We had my dad's loves. These was like the love of his life. There was his pond, and he made the pond. He carved it out with his own hands. Got out there and dug out the hole, shaped it the way he wanted, sat down with, he had an awkward hand. He was real awkward. I'd be like, Dad, you need to work on your penmanship. Shut up. So he carved it out with his awkward hand, wrote down on paper. I said, I'm glad that you know what you're doing, because don't nobody, you going to get that paper to somebody? They're not going to understand what you're wanting. Had, created the pond that he wanted. Had a little waterfall. When you go outside on the patio was right out from his room. Had it hooked up, real nice, real beautiful, real peaceful, serene, and everything. Damn near killed the fish. Japanese koi. If you guys know what a Japanese koi is, look it up. But they average about $200 a, a fish. I love you, Daddy. I'm sorry. Years later, I'm so sorry. But like I said, jack that house up. Japanese koi flipping and flopping out of the pond. Drained the drained the pond of the water that was in it, and instead of allowing it, so we had breathers that would go down, and they would allow the water to flow if the pond froze over. I'm laughing in spirit, Father. I'm laughing in spirit. Just thinking. um, you guys, I'm sorry, guys. I know I shouldn't be laughing at my dad's pain and discomfort. She was a trooper, though. I got to give her credit. She was a trooper because every time something went down, she had a backup to, don't worry about it. I was going to suggest knocking that wall out anyway. Don't worry about it. You definitely need some new carpet. And here go the swatches I looked at last week. Like, she had plans for that house. Had plans for that house. The last straw upstairs in the bathroom, you know, we flooded the heck out of the toilet. Water coming down through the ceiling. Oh, my dad, loved him so much. He didn't put a hand on me, guys. He didn't send me away to military school or anything. Oh my gosh, he kicked her ass out. She was gone. It ain't gonna work. I'm sorry. It's not gonna work out. I don't know what I was thinking. You know. Oh, man, oh man, oh man. There was a couple of things that like he was ticked about. He definitely was mad about the ceiling because the water had come through, and he had to get a contractor for that. And then the one thing that he really yelped about was them damn goldfish. Like he didn't care about the lawn. He made me go to the lawn. Obviously, I had to go to the actual laundromat to wash my clothes. That wasn't fun. Um, then on top of that, you know, we didn't have nobody to help cook. That's that's what makes the world go round, right? That's how we even got on the topic. Was talking about holidays and family, you know. But he ain't had nobody to cook for a while. That was horrible when we didn't have, we had to go back to eating, quick meals because my dad would order something in a minute or take us out to dinner. He was a baker, but he definitely wasn't a cook. Now he would be in the kitchen all day baking up goodies and cookies and cakes and pastries. Um, prob- Probably not ideal for me to share. But yeah, my dad, he would definitely be baking, but he would not do a lot of cooking. He would order out. We had a housekeeper for a while, but whenever he had a girlfriend, the housekeeper, she would be ghost. Because I think that my dad and her name was Virginia. My dad and Miss Virginia, they had a little something going on. So they argue. My dad get a new girlfriend. Miss Virginia's gone. You know, isn't that crazy? What's the craziest story that you guys have from the holiday? I have tons more. I'll be trying. I be trying to monitor how I share them because there are times when Tia may come across it a little, just a midge spoiled, maybe just a tiny bit. So I have grown a lot, guys. I definitely have. I know that I have. So hopefully you guys don't judge me too harshly. Princess Tia. Yep, that's where that comes from, Rochelle. Whenever whenever my girls hear a story, yep, that's just more Princess Tia. So when I was little, my mom she would always call me her butterfly fairy princess, and my dad, my uncles, all of his brothers. and my aunt, my cousin Niecy's mom, um, they called me Baby T, Baby Tia. So, because there's not a lot of girls in my family, in my on my dad's side. There's just me and my cousin, the one that packed her kids up and moved in, started cooking and spoiling me, and then just gonna ditch me, you know. So after she ditched me, I wasn't nice. After that, cousins want to come visit. Mm-mm. Why not? Mm-mm. Can't come here. I live in Vegas. You know how many family members want to come and see me? A lot. I'd be like, well, let me know when you get checked in. I'll come over. But she did that because I don't want anybody to come and spoil me again, and then I'm all alone. I'm all alone. So how was everyone's holiday? That definitely reminded me of, just holiday fun times, getting together with family, laughing and things like that. I always think about Miss Marie and wonder if I had it to do all over again, would I do anything different? Because that's how you know that you've grown. And we talked about that. That's how you know that you're adulting and things, when you've learned from the things that you've done in your past, right? So I'm, looking back and I'm reflecting, I'm trying to make sure that I pay it forward with my kids and things, productive members of society and everything. And the only thing that I can say to you guys is, hell no, I don't think I would do anything different. That house would have still been jacked up. Dad, you're just gonna have to file a claim. You know, that is horrible. It is so horrible. It's just the mindset that I was in at that point. What about you? Do you guys, I mean, at the end of the day, the unfortunate part is, my parents, I always say that I am amazed at who I am today versus who I was a couple weeks, years ago, you know. And I say that because my dad, before he passed away, he used to say, you've done a fantastic job of growing up, growing into a single mom, because I was a single mom before he passed away. I agree when it comes to your dad, you wouldn't change. I definitely wouldn't. Berta says, I'm kind of further than you on my canvas. I also beat Lizzie. Listen, Berta, you're not being fair right now. Just so you guys all know, for this collab that ends the end of this month, I'm halfway through the painting. Bird is already done, and she has nothing to do for the rest of the month. That's bad, Berta. That's really bad. She did beat Lizzie because Lizzie has the rest of the month as well, and she beat Billy because the three of us are in the collab together. She cheated. Just so you guys are aware, she cheated. She's sitting there doing nothing, twiddling her thumbs. Are you gonna start crocheting, Berta? I heard you asking questions during the last couple of lives. Sounds like we see crochet needles in you and Rochelle's future. Rochelle's going to give it a try on those socks. Anybody else doing anything other than diamond painting? Are always Susan? How are you this evening? You just missed my story. I was talking. I was talking crazy about a time where I had to oust my dad's girlfriend, um, and it was for good reason. But I did have to, come up with a way to get her because she was trying to get into the family, you know. So, back in the day, women did that a little more easier. They just got knocked up. But my dad he was smart. He had adopted my baby brother. So he wasn't trying to have too many more kids. Look, I can't take on everybody. I got my own. I adopted my own. Yeah, no, no, no. So he was pretty swift when it came to the tricks and stratagems that good-looking young women would would try to use on him. uh, but yeah, lots of fun back in those days. My dad used to tell the story of another lady. Um, This was a few years before that. I'm working on my craftily from the retreat. Oh, okay. Crocheting is my very first thing ever, and it is a blanket. I loom knit too, though. I did take Rebecca's loom knitting class at last year's retreat and loved it. Loved it, loved it. I didn't have a loom. I had to borrow one for the class, but I loved every bit of loom knitting. So I'm wondering, you know, if I should get a loom and what would happen. I was sitting there talking. The girl, I said, let me try a row or two. And next thing you know, I had like fabric sleeve forming out of the loom. She was holding her hand up like, you gonna give it back? And I was like, dang, this is yours. Like I had to give her yarn and her loom. So that was Alex the Enabler. If you guys ever see her, she loaned me her loom and her yarn. So I guess I kickstarted her project for her. Um, Berta says it's a 60 by 90 square, 60 by 80 round, and a 56 by 56 square. You started your second Christmas in July, but it's only July 6th. Are you working on small ones, Suzanne? Oh, wow. Working on 3 large canvases. Okay. Berta, do you multi-place or do you single pluck? You making some headways. You must multi-place and have a fast plucking wrist. You see how I did that? Oh, one of these days I'm gonna get snuck. I better stop doing that. Uh, uh, so yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I'm just trying to make sure these are straight and that they're all laying flat. Alrighty. And you finished a 30 by 40. She says both. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I was telling you guys about my dad's other girlfriend. This was a few years before Operation Get Rid of the Bitch. Um, and this probably should have clued my dad in. I'm pretty sure it clued him in as to who I am. So he decides, this was back when him and my mom, I believe the divorce was final, and they are doing shared parenting. So I went to stay with my dad. My brother, 2 brothers stay with my mom, and 2 of us stay with my dad. So it's a weekend where all of us are together, but something happened. I think we were supposed to be at my mom's, and we ended up having to stay. So my dad was going on a date, and he didn't want to cancel the date. It was hard for him to get this date. You got one shot. You better, not mess it up. So I finished the 3 that I brought to the retreat. You are amazing, Berta. So her name is Carla. Carla, rest in peace. Carla was a sweetheart, a trooper, but it took some getting used to her. Carla is on a date. My dad took us on the date. We're going to a drive-in. My dad put us up on the roof of the vehicle. He got blankets. He throws drinks up there, and then he throws big old things of popcorn. So, as kids, we should be happy, right? And I would have been. There wouldn't have been any issues if it weren't for one thing. Down below me, I hear, come on, give me a kiss. Come on, girl, give me some sugar. Oh, why can't I get a kiss? What's going on? Oh, they don't hear nothing. Give them a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me some love. Why can't I get no love? Oh, man, I just thought we'd be able to hug up. Let's cuddle. Let's give me a kiss. So I hear that. I don't know how old I was because I don't even remember the movie. But I do remember saying, I'm ready to go. If she ain't gonna give them no kiss, let's leave. Why are they here? Do they kiss when we ain't here? I'm saying this out loud. And she, oh my God, Larry, oh my gosh, why did you bring the kids? Now they think a certain way of me. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that my pops had an idea of who his daughter was. Because that kicked things off, and yeah, it could only get worse from there, right? And then it was time to come off the roof. So time to come down. He puts us in the car, and he just ain't thinking. I guess it was easier when he was with my mom. Now, it's a struggle because I got this girl and she liable to say anything. He used to say that, damn, I can't take you nowhere. You're liable to open your mouth and say anything. You're going to get us, what did he say? Something about getting us picked up by the feds, or you're going to get us picked up by the feds one day or something. He used to say. Uh, anyway, we're coming off the roof, and I asked her point blank, why you don't want to kiss my daddy? And I stood there and waited. He's like, get in the car. Let her in until she answer. We're going to get you a kiss tonight, Dad. Don't worry. Miss Carla, why you won't kiss my daddy? Oh, oh my goodness. Yep. She was a sweetheart. She definitely was. And as I got older, they didn't date, but they did remain friends. If I ran into her somewhere in town or something, she couldn't wait to tell that story. Oh, my poor dad. His whole dating life, he has plenty of those kind of stories, guys. What would you do if it were you? Your daughter, your son, you're single, and you're just trying to get back out there into the dating world and mingle. And what do you do when your child impacts that? You keep going? Do you decide to wait? I didn't want to run into no kids like me, so I waited. I didn't date. Now my kids are like, you need to get on an app or something. You getting on our nerves. Now I think I'm ready, but I definitely was like, I don't want to bring no, broke down, problems into the household. I'm already, making sure I stay educated. I had to stay up on that. Trying to climb, every goal. I had a new goal, let's see if we can break these, six figures and things. So every goal had a new goal, and I was hoping that I was teaching them, how to grind, so I do think so when I, compare them to maybe their cousins or other kids, around them and things. I think I did pretty good. I think I did well, and there was no focus on, oh, well, me and this dude didn't work out. Let me get back out there and see if I can find someone else. I didn't do any of that. And, it comes with its own maybe I don't want to say regrets, but it probably comes with its own, issues where they, maybe didn't learn, interconnectivity and effective communication and things. They didn't see me and, communicating through adversity and, difficult times with someone. So, that may be a struggle point for them and things. I definitely think so, maybe no, real in touch connections, real life, where they see, love form and see it flourish and, see someone overcoming red flags you know, seeing the red flags and making the appropriate, move to avoid, collision or something. They definitely didn't have that, unfortunately, but, hopefully going forward as adults, that didn't impact them. I'll never know. But I was so worried because their dad, he was going through it. He was dating. He was getting out there. He was having his fun, and with the fun came the arguments. And, obviously they have a lot of extra siblings now, too. So, I call myself not impacting them negatively, but they still got some life lessons. So, hopefully, they take the struggle and they turn that into something positive. What do you guys think? How will you handle family? Especially when it comes to imposing on you. How will you handle, decisions and things that you made in the past as we grow and we adult? How do you guys, plan to overcome any bad decisions? If you plan to overcome any bad decisions, would you do things differently? Again, how do we adult? How do we grow into adulting? The older I get, Probably the less tolerance that I have. I grew tolerance when my cousin just packed up, moved in, and came to stay, right? Because she was meeting needs that I didn't have. Now, as an adult, would that have been able to fly? Someone that, changed their whole life, moved their furniture into storage, put a forwarding address to my home, and then showed up with no conversation, no discussion on who's paying what, and then bringing 3 additional miles with them. Would that go down the same way? Definitely not. So I do feel that there has been some growth, and that it's been for the best, been for the better. You know, Conversation. Hopefully, if I have a family member in need, would I just outright say no? Probably. I'm just gonna be honest. I probably would outright say, mm-mm, no, no. Well, that sucks. I don't know how you found yourself in, but it comes from adulting also. And why? Because, we've all grown. And hopefully, any family members that would need to show up, hopefully, they've grown some as well. And yeah, we don't have to have those discussions about poor decision making and things. If you just need one night, 2 nights, until everything will be all right, you will. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. The moral of the story is that I've changed, and I think that it would be different now. And I definitely don't see me saying, "Yeah, come on in." Woo! I mean, she was cooking. She was definitely cooking. She had pot roast on the stove with potatoes and carrots. It just smelled so wonderful. And then after that, we was getting homemade lasagna. She definitely was speaking to the inner child in me, and the lazy part that didn't want to have to cook when they got off work. So I don't think that I would change, but you never know. Right now I'm in a pretty plush situation. My mother lives with me, and guess what? She does all the cooking. So maybe that's the key to my heart, guys. Maybe I just need somebody that wants to do all the cooking and cleaning. Uh, Definitely been fun heading down memory lane with you guys tonight. I appreciate you all for hanging out and joining me. It was a lot of fun. With that said, it is 8:03. That's my time. I ran for a little longer than an hour. But hopefully you guys will come back and keep hearing me tell crazy tales, as I jump down memory lane. Thank you all for coming. Mwah, mwah. Oh, thank you, Rochelle. Appreciate it. That's the key to my heart. Yep, that's the key to mine as well. Can't wait to see you again, Berta. And you, Rochelle. We're counting down the time. If you're still lurking, Mickey, love you. Hope you checked your mailbox. It should have been there by last week. Just so you know, Mickey, that was coming to you. If you check your label, you'll see that I tried to send that before, and then they refunded it because it was sitting there. And you asked for something different, so I was like, should I send it or shouldn't I? I was on the fence, but then my daughter was like, why don't you just go ahead and send it? So when I sent the others, I said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I send that. So, Mickey, that was for you that I had created, and you probably didn't know it because you asked for something else. Oh, Viv, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. You came in right as I am about to pack up. I've been going strong, but make sure you go back and you watch, hit that hashtag replay and catch up. I just told some funny story about how I probably destroyed my dad's life in his house while I was trying to get back at one of his ex-girlfriends. Yeah, it's a story that my dad used to like to tell. My mother thinks it's funny, because I tore his house up and not hers. But other than that, I'm gonna head out. It's been a great time with you guys tonight. Thank you guys for coming to my Lizzie Along. That's hosted by Lizzie of Lizzie Worlds of I'm sorry, Lizzie's World of Gems, and Billy with Billy's Crafting Lounge, and me, Tia, of Tia's Crazy Craft Addiction. Make sure that you guys hit that like button. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe and then hit the notification bell so that you can come back and join me whenever I go live. Susan says, been lurking and working. Thanks. I think I've PM'd Ed you a little of my story. Will again have a great night. Oh, thank you. Hit the like, hit the thumbs up button. Thank you all for coming out, and I will see you next week. Yay! Oh, and make sure you guys stay tuned because we will be interviewing Lizzie Falcon. I believe we're going to be doing that on Lizzie's World of Gems on her channel, and I believe it's the week of July 23rd. Yay! Also, down in my description box, I have had some major orders through my TSA link. You guys continue shopping. I do have an unboxing. I usually don't do unboxings, but I did just get in Be Still by Lizzie Falcon. And if you guys watched my show back in February, you know that I had talked about me wanting it and wanting to get it because it's the one where she has a butterfly as a tattoo on her arm, and she has a pretty, I believe it's a petunia, flower in her hair. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Thank you all. Have a good night. Bye. Bye-bye.